Hey guys, thanks for joining me. I want to make a real quick video showcasing doing a PSA return reveal from A to Z. I don't want to just show you the cards. I want to show you how the package comes, what it looks like, and some tips and tricks and things that if you don't already know, if you've never submitted a PSA, you would never know this, but it's good to know in case you ever want to. So one very cool thing, every single package is going to come like this. They do a great job of packaging it, and as you can see, they use this waterproof tape and they use it at every single seam, no matter how big or how small your box is. PSA will do an amazing job of packaging your box. So when they charge you $60 for shipping, they do a pretty good job, and they send everything signature required, and they package the crap out of it. You'll see they are not cheap on the packaging material or anything. One other thing I want to show you guys is it always comes from a PO box address. I don't know if you guys could see that, but it never comes from PSA. It always comes from some random PO box address in California. So in this case, it says CUCG Alves, and then it's a PO box. So I'm assuming that's probably the guy who maybe packaged it, or maybe that's some type of code that means something. Anyhow, but again, as you guys can see, it doesn't say PSA return. So some guy at the post office who knows what PSA is knows there's a bunch of PSA graded cards, and he's gonna snag this box for himself. Anyhow, so that's what the box looks like. Mine just came today, and I just couldn't wait to make this video. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up with a blade. So normally I'm very careful with opening packages, but I've gotten enough stuff returned from PSA to know that they're not dumb enough to put anything anywhere near harm's way. Unless you take like a 12-inch blade and stick it in the box. So this is what it looks like. Again, more packaging material, and again, this is something I really love about PSA. Oh, looks like they wrapped it in this really thick, yep, as you guys can see. So they wrapped it in this really thick, I guess this cardboard type paper. So as you can see, there's two boxes in here. Most of you guys probably will never know why, so I'm really glad that I did this PSA return reveal video, because this is a unique situation. As you can see, there was one regular brown box, which most of you will get cards returned like this, as you can see, and then there's like a code and all that here. And then there's also a box that says PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service. Why do I have a PCGS container with my return? You're about to find out. Okay, so there's the empty box. I'm gonna get rid of it, get it out of our way. So let me start with this because most of you guys probably haven't seen this, so let me get to this first. So what this is basically if you sent anything to PSA that was a coin, and I'm sorry, either like a Topps 1964, 1971 Topps coins, or anything that's a pen. It doesn't get graded by PSA directly. It gets graded by PSA's sister company, parent company, whatever, which is basically the coin grading service. And the reason is obviously the holders are different. PSA doesn't have those holders on their site. So as you can see, they do a great job of taping everything up, boxing everything up. Okay, I will show you guys what I got in the end. I will not show it to you right away because one of these beautiful babies is a 101 and the other one is a ridiculously rare item. So they're both actually very rare. So I'll show you those at the very end, okay guys? So that's what it looks like. And let me get to the cards. So again, this is what it looks like. I want to again, they do a phenomenal job of taping it and wrapping it. So thank you, PSA. You guys charge us crazy amounts of money for the shipping, but obviously we can see why. So I open up this box, and again, more bubble wrap, cards, bubble wrap, and then every single time you get one of these boxes, they give you a receipt, which is basically the original form that you filled out. And then they obviously throw some like advertising material in there as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and take out the bubble wrap, some of the bubble wrap. I'll take out some more of the bubble wrap, and then there's always like a pick slip, sort of like an inventory list of what you sent. Okay, here it is, guys. Now keep in mind, this is a mix of vintage and modern, some rookies and some randoms. Okay, so first card, as you can see, 1968 Topps game, Mickey Mantle. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and bash PSA. I love PSA. I have hundreds and hundreds of cards graded by them, but seriously, a 4, I mean, this is a very difficult card to get centered. Mine is centered. Surface was pretty clean, just some edge wear at the very top edge, which I knew about when I sent it in. Come on, PSA, why are you doing this? I mean, the centering is off on the back, but as we all know, centering on the back is nowhere near as important as centering on the front. I mean, maybe for a Gem and 10, they'll consider the centering on the back, but usually they won't unless it's completely like miscut. Then it'll harm the potential grading of the card. But come on, dude. Have you seen a 1968 Topps game centered that well? Okay, it is what it is. I'm not gonna cry like a baby, but Mickey Mantle, baby, Mickey Mantle. So next, as you guys can see in the background, I have a bunch of 1986 Fleer cards. I kind of set the mood because I have some 86 Fleer cards. Most I'm not happy with, but there is one I'm pretty happy with, so I'll get to it. So Dominique Wilkins, I believe this is also Dominique Wilkins rookie. Other than the centering, this was a card where I thought had the perfect edges, corners, and absolute pristine surface. I mean, again, I know the centering is not perfect, but dude, come on, an 8? Like, it's the holidays, man. You could have been a little more generous with your grades. An 8? Moving on down. Now, this was a very generous grade. Boom! Gerald Wilkins. Of course, Dominique Wilkins, the one that actually matters, gets the 8. And the one that is okay but doesn't necessarily matter, this guy gets a 10. Obviously, this one is dead centered, but I would say that the corners, edges, and surface are absolutely on par with the Dominique Wilkins. But of course, this is a common player for the most part, so PSA was more than happy to give me a 10 on this one. But either way, I'm still happy. I don't know if you guys watched a video where I did a PSA reveal where I had 40 or 42 Gem and 10 cards. I mentioned I got my very first 86 for a Gem and 10 card, and I secretly wish I got the entire set in Gem and 10. Well, I guess this is just one more closer to getting that entire set. So anyway, 86 Fleer basketball Gem and 10, can't argue with that. Herb Williams, which again, almost dead centered, ridiculously sharp corners. I look at these through a loop, guys, before I send these in. Again, 8.5. I don't know, kind of insulting. Why not a 9? Do I have to resubmit and pay you an extra 20 bucks just to give me a freaking 9? When it's absolutely identical to the one you just gave a 10. I mean, come on, dude. Anyway, 8.5. I'm not gonna worry about it. It's done. This one I am worried about because this is one of the nicest Johnny Moore cards you'll ever find, and I got a whopping 8. Centered almost perfectly. As a matter of fact, there's plenty of Johnny Moores that are graded Gem and 10 that are not centered perfectly because this card is so difficult to get centered. That's the main issue with Johnny Moore. I don't know if you guys are aware, but Johnny Moore is basically a common card. It's number 76 in the 86 Fleer set. In a Gem 10, this card has previously sold anywhere from 12,000 to, I want to say the highest one was about 18,500. Maybe private sales have been higher, but I'm talking about just eBay sales. And then in recent months, I would say the card still brings in, again, 10 to 12 grand at the very least. In a Gem 10, of course. Like this, it's like a $50, not even maybe $30 card. But my point is that this is a common card that is the lowest pop Gem 10 in the entire set. So it brings in ridiculous amounts of money. And of course, PSA goes out of their way to downgrade the crap out of every single one that they get, probably to keep that population low. But I don't think I've seen a Gem 10 with as perfect of a surface as this one. And the centering is just a hair centered top to bottom. I can see that tiny little print dot right there between the spurs and where it says guard. Tiny little print dot. But I mean, other than that, I mean, does that downgrade it to an 8? But they're just using that to their advantage. Anyway, Johnny Moore. I got less for Johnny Moore. Here's a cool one. Magic Johnson sticker. I love the sticker set. Again, I thought I did a really good job of reviewing the cards, making sure that there's no surface issues or anything like that. And also I removed the wax, which, by the way, in case you guys are wondering, how the heck did I perfectly remove the wax so I avoided getting this disgusting, this is not part of the reveal, but I'll show you this ST qualifier, how I did that. I will be making a video very soon because there's some videos out there on YouTube, but they're not very comprehensive. So I will be making a very thorough video very soon about how to remove the wax off cards, so you never get an ST qualifier. It's called a qualifier. ST stands for stain. And basically, when you send a card with some type of stain on the surface, PSA grades it at the normal grade, but they add a qualifier at the bottom, like I just showed you, and it stands for ST, stands for stain. And normally the way it works is if you have a qualifier, whether it says ST or OC or something like that, usually it's worth 2 grades low. So if it's an 8 ST, then it goes for about PSA 6 price. If it's a 9 OC, it goes for about a PSA 7 price. So anyhow, Magic Johnson sticker, PSA 8. Now this one I'm super happy about. Booyah! Michael Jordan sticker, and it was an 8.5. Now, am I happy with this? Yes. I have nothing negative to say except that I would say it's about maybe 2 hairs away from being dead centered. The surface is immaculate. I did remove the stain off this one again, and you can't tell me, oh, there was a stain, that's why it wasn't graded higher, because if there was a stain, I would have a qualifier, which I do not. So obviously, PSA gave me the thumbs up on removing the stain. But I've owned probably 3 or 4 86 Sphere Michael Jordan rookies. As you can see, there's one in the back right there. I have only owned 1 sticker. I'm not saying it's the rarest thing in the world, but they are tough to find, especially in high grade. And it is technically a rookie because it's from the 86 Sphere set. It's a insert, I guess you could call it, rookie. But anyway, I know the centering on the back isn't great, but as you guys know, that's always secondary to the grading on the front. But 8.5, I don't know. It's beautiful. I love it. All right, next one. This one really pissed me off, so I'll go through it real quick because I don't want to dwell on it. I sent in 3 classic rookies. As you can see, they look absolutely identical. They're all centered. They're all beautiful. Surface, corners, edges, everything, backs on these are identical. And of course, they gave it identical mint 9s. Not one of them got a 10. Seriously, PSA? All 3 of them? Did you even look at them? Or did you just say, oh, it's a G to rookie, 9, 9, 9? Well, I guess they could have been worse. They could have been 8s. Anyhow, Here's a cool one. Panini Donruss Luka Doncic. That's how I pronounce it. I don't care how you pronounce it. Doncic Rookie Gem in 10. And I do have 2 of these babies. So Luka stuff has been going absolutely nuts, especially the Panini Prism. And I was an absolute idiot. And I gave the Panini Prism away instead of sending it to... I mean, I literally gave it to the guy for free because he liked Luka at the time. It was like 2 months ago. I could have sent it to PSA, and if that one came back at 10, I think it's like a $350 card now. Anyhow, it is what it is. I guess it's not all about money. I was happy to be generous with the guy, and it worked out for him. Anyway, it worked out for me too. I got 2 Gem and 10s on the Panini Donruss, and then I got a PSA 9 on the Panini Chronicles. Probably because the gray border, I know there is a teeny weeny tiny bit of white on this bottom right corner, which I'm not even going to attempt to show you guys, but it's there. You can take my word for it. I don't know if that stopped it from getting a 10 or it's just the gray borders. I mean, something about this, I guess, PSA didn't like. Anyhow, it is what it is. So that's that. Overall, pretty happy with that. And then I'm going to show you 2 reveals on the coins, guys, or the pins, I should say. Boom. 1910 Sweet Caporal Ty Cobb. There's 2 variations, small letters and large letters. Large letters are far rarer, but the small letters, I would say, it has a pretty close population. This one's graded a PSA 7. I believe there's only 1 or 2 PSA 9s of this and a handful of PSA 8s. But there's quite a few 7s, but nevertheless, overall population, there's not a lot of these graded. So this is a very tough one, and it is Ty Cobb. You gotta love that, and it's from 1910, his playing days, the tobacco days. I mean, it's just a glorious pin. And then if you look, there's a little advertisement there for Sweet Caporal Tobacco cigarettes. I am not endorsing cigarettes in any way, but the advertisement is there. Okay, last but not least, oh my god, are you ready for this? Are you ready? Ask yourself, population 1 of 1, none higher, 1922 Hello Babe Babe Ruth pin, PSA Mint 9. Definition of ridiculous. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, here's the crazy part, guys, and here's a little quick tip for you. I bought this raw. I bought it on eBay. I thought I overpaid for it. I paid a couple $100 for it. And I thought, you know, if it grades anything like, if it grades like a 5, I'm good. I mean, because even in a 5, this sells for like about $400 or $500. But if it grades any lower, I thought that wouldn't be very good because I currently own a PSA 5 of this exact pin. So I definitely wanted higher. And I looked at this and it just looked amazingly clean, even better in person than in the photos of the auction. So I sent it to PSA and just, you know, prayed to my lucky stars that I would get a pretty high grade. And I got the highest of grades. PSA 9, I'm saying it's the highest because there are no 10s, and knowing PSA, they probably will never grade this pin in a 10, or maybe 20 years from now they will. But PSA Mint 9, 1922 Hello Babe Babe Ruth pin, absolutely going into my PC, never to see the light of day. I will not resell this. I don't care what it's worth. I don't care if there's 500 more PSA 9s or if I continue to have the pop 1 of 1. This is staying in my PC as far as I can tell forever. So anyway, that's the last one, guys, and that's the one that came in this cool PCGS holder. That's why it came separate, because when you send cards, it goes to PSA, and then when you send pins or coins or anything like that, it goes to PCGS, because they're the ones who slab it in these particular holders. Anyhow, thanks for joining me, guys. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video of this PSA reveal and some just some quick tips and tricks and what to look for before you send to grading. Doesn't always mean it's going to work out. Obviously, some worked out for me, some did not. But you definitely want to position yourself the best way you can before you send them in. And if you ever thought about getting something raw and thinking, oh, it's probably never going to grade out, this is proof that, you know, you never know. It might grade out. And in this one, also, of course, I bought raw as well. And I kind of thought it would get like a 7, and it did get a 7. So wah wah wah. But nevertheless, Ty Cobb, absolutely beautiful. And of course, Babe Ruth. So Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, Michael Jordan. I mean, we just went through them all. Luka Doncic, Magic Johnson, Derek Jeter. Anyway, guys, I had a great time putting this video together. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't already hit that like button, there is absolutely no charge to hit that like button. Please go ahead and hit that like button. And please subscribe to the video. We will see you on the next one. Thanks again, guys. See you soon.